Welcome to the Mesquite Gardens podcast, where wellness blossoms and we sow the seeds of holistic health, one conversation at a time.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Porsha and I am your founder. This is Marissa. How are you today?
Girl, I am good.
Yes.
How are you?
Great. It's been a morning already.
Isn't it? Oh, the energy in here is just flowing. I am super excited about our day.
Yes, me too. So today we are talking about the future of holistic wellness. And again, thank you for joining us. We wanted to give a little bit of input and let you guys know on what is happening here on our urban farm, what advances in holistic medicine we can expect in the upcoming years, as well as the sustainability trends that are happening, one in California as well as across the nation, maybe even globally. So just to talk a little bit about that. So for us here at the farm, as well, I guess I haven't really discussed it yet on the podcast, but for those of you guys who have been following on our social media, back in 2022, we moved into the property after building it, built the house, and then I immediately just started planting. We moved in February of 2022, and by March of 2022, I think we had already 45 fruit trees in the ground, all sorts of herbs. I was planting seeds, making boxes, and really just full on getting this whole thing started.
It's gorgeous. You got to come see it.
Yes, and that's exactly what we're doing. So since then, we've expanded. We now have almost 100 different fruit trees on the ground. We have a 10,000 square foot lavender field. We have shade trees and medicinal plants as well as trees and then of course our regular produce and actual food to eat. So we are expanding. Now, as far as the future of this farm, goals, goals, goals. So let me go ahead and share my vision so we can manifest this together. So, being here on our small little 3-acre farm, we really want to empower and inspire the community right here in our backyard, as well as across the nation and even globally, to grow,
Yes.
grow your own food as medicine, to be self and then community sustainable. Understanding that this isn't just a hobby, but this does need to be a way of life. So, if you guys are following with anything in regards to the farming world, we have a lot of issues with our big farms or even our small farms being taken over by Gates and even other countries, and people are buying these farms out, which is then reducing our ability of good quality food. In addition to that, produce in the markets are one skyrocket in price.
Yes. Did you know that some people, well, not some people, but that actual fruits and vegetables are listed as a specialty item?
Isn't that wild?
That's horrible.
It's the number one thing we should be eating as a species, and it's a specialty item.
A specialty.
Yeah. So ultimately, I personally see the future being far more small community backyard gardens and coming together back the way it used to be, where people are bartering, people are helping each other out. Every single home in America can have a garden.
Yes.
And we would still be able to help other people, help ourselves, people would be healthier. And so I do think that people are realizing, and I do think the pandemic had that big shift of people being like, well, let me garden then, right? I'm home.
Right. I'm here.
Yeah. So they started it. And then it's like, well, they felt the benefits immediately, physically, mentally, emotionally. And then we all love that gratification. That's just us as a human species. So when we see the fruit of our labor come to life, that is a feeling that you get as a gardener. You get in life, you teach your kids, all of those things. And so, again, I do believe that urban farming within our homes, within our communities, and being more community sustainable is the future of farming and even holistic wellness. So here, like I was saying, as far as going back to our vision, we do workshops and we do, tours and stuff, but I really, really want to have our community and even those who are not right in our community be able to come experience what Mesquite Garden has to offer.
Absolutely.
And then make that connection, not just with each other, those who are here, but with themselves.
Yes.
And that is what this garden does. It really does allow for each of us, regardless of if you live here, if it's your first time here, if you've been here multiple times, you really do have this connection that it brings out in you. So teaching people, doing herbalist classes, teaching them how to heal their own ailments using food as medicine,
Yes.
which is our mission. Also learning how to make the medicine, learning how to make good quality whole food plant-based eating, so again how to heal these specific ailments. We will be having a commercial kitchen built back on the property, which will allow for us to process all of our own produce, can it, get it sold direct to consumer.
Right.
And so that will enhance our freshness. We'll also be putting in a temperature.
Exciting.
Yeah. We'll also be putting in a temperature controlled greenhouse back there where we'll be teaching people and also getting our starts in. We'll have another, I don't know, 60 or so different elevation raised bed garden boxes throughout, as well as in-ground planting. We'll be expanding more fruit trees and nut trees. And then we will also have a barn that will, of course, house our equipment and tractor, but more so when we are having larger classes or when we're teaching CPR or BLS or we're doing anything, even circles, retreats, anything like that, we will have an indoor barn space that will allow for us to be sheltered from any weather.
I love that. Can't wait.
We talked about like doing yoga out in
Yes.
the lavender field, and even I've gotten people asking if they can come and take pictures for weddings and graduations, and so just super excited to offer all of that. And then of course the Mesquite Garden Kitchen will be open on select hours and during special events to give fresh farm to table meals.
Right.
So we are super excited. As far as we know, we're the only farm up here in the entire high desert that's doing this, and I'm just so excited that we got this nonprofit going because
Yes.
it just feels so much better to be able to show and say, yes, this is still going to all go back into the education of it and empowerment and
Yes.
inspiration. So that is as far as urban farming goes. And as far as the holistic medicine and herbal medicine goes, I will also be holding retreats to teach people how to basically either do it for themselves and their family. If they're in nursing and they're looking into doing holistic nursing and actual nurse herbalism, where they could use the stuff here and create their own business. I will have a business coursework, as far as learning that. So my idea is to have the retreat here, them stay here, us eat from the farm, them gather their actual materials from the farm. Everything will be super hands-on, and ultimately we'll just be building an excellent community for what it is that we're doing. So yeah, I'm excited.
I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
All of the possibilities. I was talking to a local caterer, and I was telling her, I can't wait for you to come to the farm and see all the fresh herbs and all of the things that you can incorporate into your meals.
Yes.
And if you're thinking about going more plant-based, this is a perfect place to start. And she just couldn't stop talking about it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And you know what? You just reminded me. Part of the kitchen will be the farm store. So the farm store will be open with fresh produce. It will have not just the fresh produce, but our herbal apothecary will also be there on display and available for our guests to choose from and, enhance their own wellness journey. I just think it's important. I really believe our community needs this.
Yes.
I really want to bridge that gap of Western healthcare and holistic healthcare and allow for our community to have the resources with us being registered nurses, working in acute care with the history and experience of understanding Western healthcare, as well as having the education and the knowledge, as well as living in the life of holistic healing.
I think opening it up and giving people the opportunity to touch it, feel it, walk through, and see what that really is like will expand their ability to conceive doing it in their backyard.
Absolutely. That is absolutely
It's slowly coming into the hospital setting. More things like aromatherapy and guided meditation and yoga poses during labor, mechanical.
Well, and exactly speaking on that labor and delivery specifically, when I was a floor nurse working bedside, I can tell you, and this wasn't just at one of the hospitals I worked at, but both of the hospitals that I worked at, when somebody came in with their own holistic birthing plan, people are placing bets immediately
Right.
on how fast they're going to be a crash C-section.
Right.
And when I think about it now, being in the realm of healing and just knowledge and mindset that I am now, I think about how big of a disservice that is, as one, for the patient, for the baby, but even for us as nurses, to
Right.
immediately be putting those intentions out and to be manifesting that
Right.
against somebody's what should be one of the best times of their entire life. Like, they are creating life, they are bringing this
Right.
energy through their magnificent portal, and we are accustomed in Western healthcare to place bets on how quickly that baby's going to get cut out. It is terrible.
And that is a horrible way to do it, which is why we have to recommend and encourage mothers to take ownership of that process and not let anyone disturb their process.
Right.
Flexibility is a choice.
Yes.
That's what I teach all of my clients, that flexibility is a choice. You can choose how you're going to be in that given moment while you're giving birth.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's so important that moms have advocates around them
Right.
and doulas who understand the process and can help coach them through and
Yeah.
keep the atmosphere positive and energetic and possibly teach the staff.
I do think, again, being here, we'll be able to hold these classes for
Yes.
mothers, expected mothers. It's like all of that. We're going to have an array of education for our community to really understand and get to know themselves and believe that they have everything they need to heal and to pass on their
Yes.
knowledge. And I'm just so excited that we get to use this beautiful piece of land to help bring that dream to reality. So super excited.
Super excited.
Yeah. Going to be putting a schedule out if it's not already up on the website, and the socials of all the classes that we will be offering. I believe we're going to start classes in February, which will be seed starting. And then we'll continue as they come up.
Yes.
We'll also be offering memberships where people can, pay for a membership and get discounted classes, as well as samples and first to know about seeds and programs like that. I'm a holistic nurse, so I will be taking my clients. I'll have my office where we'll be able to work together on healing holistically. And then you'll also be offering your services.
Yes.
So, I mean, you have so many.
Miracle-minded
Yes.
coaches.
So we're super excited. Again, if you guys aren't already following, go ahead and find us at Mesquite Garden on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for now. Granted, TikTok is supposed to be ending January 19th for the United
think it's
States. I don't know. I did hear
Hmm.
Trump say that he's going to see when he comes into office about whether or not it's going to be a.
So by the time this airs, we'll know.
We'll know. We'll know whether
We'll either
TikTok
be
is
on
going to be
TikTok
there
or
or
we
not.
won't.
Yeah. So YouTube will definitely be a main platform for our podcast, as well as other videos from both myself as well as Marissa. And we'll also be doing gardening videos,
Yes.
on cooking videos, canning. We'll have a
Yes.
bunch of different channels on there. So it should be fun.
Birthing.
Yeah, birthing. So, you guys, again, thank you so much for joining us on this episode. And we hope that you guys are excited. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Help us out. Give us a like, share. And again, we are a nonprofit. So if you guys are interested in donating and would like that write-off, please contact us. You can reach us at any of the socials or at contact@mesquitegarden.com. You will be helping us on this mission to inspire and educate people to learn how to heal using food as medicine.
Food is medicine. If there's something we haven't covered and you want to hear about it, if you want more information about what's happening here on the farm, let us know.
Bye now.